another episode of Facebook Live with Cooking with CNS. Today is Meatless Monday and we are making a vegan paella with all of you. So paella is one of the traditional Spanish dishes that we all enjoy, and usually it is made with meat products. It'll have chicken or seafood, and so it's been very popular that way. But it's actually very, very simple to make, totally meat-free and with a variety of vegetables. So I want to share with you some tips that you can use in your kitchen to make this paella as quickly and easy as possible, but with a lot of flavor. So the first thing is you want to have a wide pan that really works well for the paella. I'm just using this skillet right here, and I'm going to warm it up. And we're gonna start with some onions. And notice we are not using any oil. There's no need to use oil in this dish or any other dish. And so we're gonna be using a whole grain rice. This is brown rice that is actually parboiled. So I like this brand, the Uncle Ben's whole grain rice. And we're adding some quinoa as well. So it's your choice. You can make it with just brown rice or with just quinoa, or you can do half and half. So that's totally entirely up to you. And you can use the regular brown rice if you desire. But we're gonna use this because it cooks a little quicker. And for me, it's a little fluffier as well, the end result. So we're gonna start with our onions. And I have here some diced up onions. So whenever we're cooking, it always helps to have all of our ingredients ready to go, and portioned out into containers so that you make sure you have everything you need and you're not stressing out about overcooking your vegetables. So we try to do that every time. And also if you do batch cooking, that way maybe you have some things that are already chopped up and will make your life easier when it's time to cook. So the next thing, I'm gonna actually add some carrots here. I've diced up some carrots. They take a little longer to cook. So I'm gonna add those now. And I've made this dish with a variety of different vegetables. So I'm just giving you ideas. You can really add whatever vegetables you like. And these are just some of my favorite additions to the paella. So just sauteing the carrots here. Next, we'll add some peppers. So we have bell peppers, and you can use any color. By the way, this recipe will be added to our website, so you can search for it there. We're in the process of adding a lot of good recipes, new recipes, so check our website regularly, nutritionstudies.org. And if you have any questions, you can make them in the comment section, and I will try to answer them as we go as well. I love to make these sessions as interactive as possible. All right, so we've added the onions and the peppers and kind of sauteed that. Ready to go. So now we're gonna add our grains. And like I said, I'm using a combination of the brown rice with the quinoa. All right. We're gonna add some mushrooms. So we have here the baby bella, or you can also use the white mushrooms or shiitake. Any one of those would work really well, or portobello. Mushrooms do give out some juice, so we have to take that into account whenever we're cooking rice with mushrooms. Minimize a little bit of the liquid. All right, I have a question. Is the quinoa pre-cooked too? So, no, not right now. The rice is just parboiled, so it's just partially cooked. The quinoa is not cooked, and I will give you another version of this when we're done, that you can actually make this recipe with cooked rice and quinoa. But let's finish this one first, and then I'll tell you about that. So now we're gonna add some of the spices. So I have here turmeric. And that's gonna give it a nice yellow color. And the secret to a paella is really the saffron. So these are saffron threads, and they can be expensive, But if you get the Badia brand, which I'll show you, I found this in some Latin markets, and it's much more affordable. So we can, so you can use that. And so what I like to do is I take the threads and I either break them up in a little mortar and pestle or with my hand, and that activates the threads and the flavor. You really need this. You can't skip this or else it really won't be a paella, because the saffron is what gives it the unique flavor. And now we'll add fresh garlic, tons of garlic. Remember, garlic has a lot of great properties and it tastes delicious. Perfect. Now we'll add cooked chickpeas. And now I'll add the liquid. And we're gonna add, I have here, so I had about 1.5 cups of the rice and 1/2 cup of quinoa. I'm adding the 2 cups of vegetable broth, and you can just use water if you don't have vegetable broth. And just a little drip. I like to add a little cooking wine, and that's optional. It's about a couple tablespoons of cooking wine, white cooking wine, and that's entirely optional, but great flavor. All right, so I'm gonna let that cook and simmer for about 20-25 minutes until you see all the liquid has been absorbed and the rice has been cooked, as well as the quinoa. You wanna see the quinoa kind of pops out, and you see the little squiggly inside germ of the quinoa come out. So that's when it's ready to add the rest of the ingredients. Now I have to say that you can also add some seaweed. So this is the nori sheets. So you can cut these up and add them to the paella for a more fishy flavor if you like. And I'm gonna add a little bit of herb sea salt. And again, that can be omitted. And you can just totally do this SOS, salt, oil, and sugar free. All right, so I'm gonna cover this and let it cook for, again, about 20-25 minutes. Once this is fully cooked and absorbed, all the liquid, then I'm gonna add some frozen corn that's been thawed out and peas. I love to add these. And then we will decorate with, you can do asparagus or green onions. So I just blanch this in some boiling water for a couple of minutes. And then we decorate with some roasted red peppers. Let's see. It helps to get all that great flavor to the dish. Yes. All right. I always soak my saffron in the liquid I'm going to use for about 24 hours. Oh, thank you, Carla. That's a great tip. I never heard of that before. So yes, if you want to soak up more of the flavor, you can definitely do that. And again, a lot of these things is whatever you like, whatever additions you want to do. Other veggies that I like to use, eggplant. You can grill the eggplant, put it on top, or you can dice it up and cook it with the rice. Artichokes is another very popular one that we use. So it's very simple. So this is how you make it, with the rice and the quinoa without it being cooked. But you could also, what I call like a cheater paella, a super easy version. And if you have like leftover rice and leftover quinoa or just rice, you can saute the vegetables with the saffron and all the spices, and kind of like if you were making a fresh a fried rice, but it's a fried paella, and it actually tastes quite nice. I made that one night just because I had a lot of leftover veggies and and rice, so I just wanted to try it out. Let me show you guys how this looks. So I made a little tiny version right here. And look at how pretty that is. So we've got, again, our grains and our legumes and our vegetables, and it's very flavorful. Let's see if we have any more questions. Okay, hello. Uncle Ben's rice, nice. All right, I think that pretty much covers that. Palm hearts are great. Oh yes, so palm hearts are great here as well. And like I said, asparagus works really well. Broccoli, you could add, if you add broccoli or any of the leafy greens, add them towards the end so that they don't overcook and you still retain some of that freshness. And look at the green beans. They're still nice and green, bright green. They're not like overly cooked and they're still crisp. I like them a little bit crisp. All right, so if you know anybody that speaks Spanish, or if you are a Spanish speaker, we do have a Spanish version of this Facebook Live in just about 45 minutes at 1 o'clock. So we invite you guys to share with us during that session and check out our website for more recipes, ideas, and resources. We have a fantastic plant-based nutrition certificate. I invite you all to check it out. And I thank you for being here every week. Let me see one more thing. If I wanted to use regular brown rice that takes longer to cook, yes, you can definitely make it with regular brown rice. And because we're not adding any of these vegetables yet, it's fine. It'll just be fine. The mushrooms are okay to cook for that long. All right, we'll see you next time.